Thank you very much, Ron. Good afternoon, everyone. I think, as Ron mentioned, we have the dubious distinction of doing a presentation right after lunch, and so that can be a bit challenging. But we really believe that of all of the topics that are on our agenda here for the next couple of days, this is one that I'm sure that all of you can relate to and probably have your own introspections as to some of the things you're doing to probably create those succession plans within your department. And we really see this as an opportunity for two-way communication, because we're really looking forward to hearing some of your thoughts from the floor in terms of some of the things you're doing in your department to address some of the issues that you'll hear us speak about today. And just further elaborating on Ron's comments, I guess, and his observations with respect to the Toronto Fire Service, setting the scene, if you will, for us in the Canadian Fire Service, in particularly, certainly looking at our demographics, we will be seeing an exodus of some of our most experienced and most knowledgeable individuals within our organizations. We are going to also, in terms of trying to find people that are going to be replacing them, it's going to be more than, it's a daunting task. And certainly what we'd like to do today is, first I'd like to set the scene in terms of what we see as the landscape within Canada and the United States, and then hear some introspections from my colleagues both within Vancouver and also in terms of Austin, Texas, as to what they're doing in terms of to address this issue. And I'm going to close off and speak to some of the considerations that the Canadian Association of Fire Chiefs are doing to try to support the leadership of the Canadian Fire Service to try to minimize the impact of the exodus of having these talented individuals leave us. But certainly I think that we'd all agree that from a fire service perspective we do a fine job imparting those technical skills and knowledge to those that are out there working on our behalf and serving our citizens. And quite often, in terms of from a leadership development perspective, we are sometimes certainly challenged in terms of finding the right fit in terms of program development. But I'll just put this to you, and maybe does this resonate with you and the organization that you're working in, but we're certainly looking for those individuals who aspire to be chief officers, and those that are currently chief officers, those who aspire to be the chief of the department. But when you think of some of the considerations of the environment by which we're working in today, in terms of life-work balance, for many organizations, it's quite an imbalance, if you will. Certainly, there's a significant workload for all of our chief officers at any areas within our departments. And unlike, and I say this very positively, I look at the police service and the tremendous support staff that they have in carrying out their mandate. And often, many of our chief officers who have responsibilities for a particular area are really an army of one. I also think in terms of there's a general lack of appreciation and sometimes respect for the significant workload and the important work that's undertaken by our chief officers, throughout our entire organizations. And sometimes that lack of